So this
Sure.
thing here is basically, it's unpredictable. They'll manifest in so many different forms. Like I said, there'll be like the round orb shapes, or I've got orbs. So when I first started seeing orbs, I've got an orb that has the face of a gray alien in it. Take from it what you will, right? It may be pareidoia, what they call it, but when you see this orb fly by, and you zoom in on the picture, you clearly see the eyes and the face of the being in the orb. So it's so multifaceted. Like
Did you
we're
send
all.
me that? You sent that to me?
I'll send it to you right now.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to send it right now. You can send it. I can edit in later. I saw some of the pictures that like you sent, and I mean, look, for me, I guess you just have to experience it, because some of it I just see lights moving around, and some of it I just see little blobs in these pictures. Like, I don't know what I'm seeing, but like I always say on the channel, context is important with these experiences, these sightings. You got to take in the full context of what's happening. So that's why I wanted to have you guys on, right? To add this context for people that are just going to see those on Twitter or see the picture and not hear the full story from you guys, right? Because, and myself included, this helps add a lot more to the story here for me to understand what's happening. That's fascinating. I mean, that is fascinating. Do y'all think like, can y'all manifest it for other people?
When you say, like, so say when someone says, "Oh, can you summon these orbs?" That's a very dangerous thing to say, because then you're putting a target on your head, right? You can stand out there for 3 hours and ask them to come, but because I know that they're sentient, they have a mind of their own. They will come when they want to come. Now, my wife didn't believe me, right, when I started having these orb experiences. So I would tell her, "Come outside on the balcony. They're waiting for you," and she would see them. So sometimes when you have people that haven't experienced this and it shatters their reality, like with Nathaniel on that same space, people try and rationalize and say, "Oh, it may be Starlink, it may be satellites." Well, on the same night, I saw the Starlink satellites all go by in a formation, and something told me telepathically, film this, because you're going to sense that something else is going to happen. So thank God I had those Starlink satellite videos on that day. But then literally when we started having that energetic resonance and we started speaking on this space, bang, those 40 show up. But even before that, like I was by the river one day, and I was listening in on Christian speaking, and then this red orb was flying over my head, and there was another guy walking in the park, and he's looking up as well, and this thing is like literally flying behind the building, and he's got his phone out, and I'm like, well, oh cool, you see that as well, so I'm not crazy, right? So yeah, something's definitely happening. Sure. Look, I'm reading a book by a guy named Dr. Michael Salla. There is an army whistleblower by the name of JP. Now, take from this what you will. I resonate with this guy. He's a lifelong experiencer. And it's funny, you have all these synchronicities happen when you experience the phenomenon. So number synchronicities, you'll see like 777, 1111, 888. And I get that every day. I get owl synchronicities. But with JP, the synchronicity was I was reading the book, and all of a sudden yesterday, I was on the chapter where he explains what these orbs are. And he's saying that apparently there are these craft that are activating all over the world, these arcs, space arcs, and the orbs, whether they're metallic, which I've also captured, and the ethereal ones, they're all basically part of these motherships, and they're going to show more and more to people over the years. And I was like, wow, I'm just about to have this interview on Vetted, and I'm just reading this in the book. I mean, like, take from it what you will, but this guy, JP, is someone you should look into. It's a fascinating story with the disclosures that he's coming out with. I believe he's going public at the end of the year in a conference called GSIC with Danny Henderson. And I don't usually follow any of these, UFO celebrities as such, but there's something about the way this JP guy speaks, that energetic resonance. And here's the kicker. JP started an Instagram channel, and in the book, he speaks about how he was allowed to film these TR-3B craft that were part of the USAF secret space program, along with the Nordics. And I saw the same thing, so I sent him that picture. He never replies back. And he replied back and he goes, "Nice." So that's a little bit of validation for me, just a small time humble dude here. Like, I'm not trying to make money or fame or fortune. To have someone who claims to be a high level whistleblower and experiencer come back and just say nice. So that means that something's definitely going on.